Oh, the link. Let me forward Jason the link.
Hey, my loves, it's your girl, Corey Love, back with another Carefree Cinema Conversation. I know it has been a while, but we're going to do it tonight. We're going to make it happen. If this is your first time, thanks for joining. If you're a returning guest, you know I'm always so grateful that you continue to rock with me. So you already know my platform is a positive space for all things Black independent film. Tonight, we're going to be speaking with three amazing individuals out of South Carolina and Atlanta, and we're going to be talking about the recent film, Complicated Atlanta, and not so recent one, Complicated, but hopefully we find out when the other part will come back. So stay tuned. Again, thanks for always tuning in with your girl. It's your girl, Corey Love. All right, so the commercial doesn't want to the intro doesn't want to work, so we're gonna just go right on in and bring in Whitney Morrow, also known as I Am Pen. Hi.
Hi.
And thanks for joining. And go ahead and tell the people who you are.
My name is Whitney Morrow. I'm so glad to be here. I am a writer on Complicated series and Complicated Atlanta, and I also play the role of Devin Monroe on Complicated the series.
So you said Complicated the series. So listen, while we on that,
I knew you was gonna ask me.
You already know. Because the first one was so good. And I'm like yearning for more. I don't watch it over like 3 times. So I'm like thinking when Complicated Atlanta came out, I was like, okay, so maybe, Complicated come right after that. That didn't work. So what's going on with that? Let's find out.
Okay. It's coming. And when I say it is worth the wait, okay. I got a little sneak peek about just a little bit because one thing I love about working with the creators of the show and the series is they allow me to be in both worlds, but they still save some for me as an actor. And I love that. Okay. Like they won't show, like, I can't watch the episodes. I'm not allowed. Like I watch it with my castmates and I love that. Okay. It's a bit like sometimes because I really want to see it. They let me watch a little bit of it, and I was just like, where's the rest? But yeah, and I will say the episodes are longer. You're getting about 40 minutes here. So
okay, good.
And we have a lengthy season. Last time it was 6. We're looking to do anywhere from 9 to 10 episodes.
Oh, yes. That's what I'm talking about. Okay.
And they're long. All of them are long. So like you're getting, it's when I say it's worth the wait from the quality, from the storyline, from the twists, the turns. It's just whatever. Complicated was incredible. But
it was.
Season 2 is just... It's up so many more notches. I cannot wait for y'all to like see it.
I can't wait either.
It's so good. Like, and where you think it's gonna go, it's complicated.
For real? Okay, now I'm really excited. Oh man. Lots of all right. And we're gonna bring Jason J. Battle on. Hey Jason.
Hey, what's up? Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Yes, thank you so much for joining on, and go ahead and let the people know who you are as well.
My name is Jason Battle. I play Quintrell on Complicated Atlanta. I'm an actor, obviously, singer, songwriter. Do a little bit of everything.
Okay, a jack of all trades. Okay, all right. Thank you so much for tuning in. And we may not have Curtis on, but we're sending lots and lots of love out to him and his family. So you said that Whitney, you said that sometimes you have the best of both worlds. You're able to be on both sides. Tell us about what that means with you as far as Showtime production.
I get to work as a writer and a producer for the other shows that Showtime Productions does, which I'm incredibly grateful for. So I get to do the acting thing, and I also get to do the writing thing, because I actually was a writer first before I became an actor. And every time I tell my story about how I got this role, people trip out about it, because it wasn't a thing I auditioned for. Everybody auditioned for it. I was a stand-in as a friend reading on just a table read, because they just needed a voice to read.
Oh, and then you just got it.
And then I get an email like 2-3 months later, and Johnny says nothing. He's just like, "Oh, here's the script. Here's your role." And I'm like,
what does that mean?
When did I audition, Johnny? Like,
right.
And he was like, "Oh, well, we tried, but we just liked you, and we want you to come do this if you'll do this." And I was just like,
"Oh, wow, okay." And here you are today. How many shows after?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh yeah,
it's crazy.
Cool experience,
right?
Yeah.
I mean, don't let her go to read for anyone else, Jay.
Right.
She might take that
wrong. Yeah, that's where it started. So it's a really nice area, because I get to create in both worlds, and I absolutely love it. And I love that I get the opportunity to do that, and to write for incredible actors such as Jason and Curtis and everybody else. Like, they are such a talented crew, so it's easy. It's so easy. I feel like we don't have to limit ourselves when we're creating for these people in these characters, and that's the really exciting part of it.
And with that being said, I'm glad that you said that, because Complicated was hot. I'm not gonna lie, we all know that. But Complicated Atlanta was hot. Yes. Now, what I really loved about it is it touched on a lot of conversations that, like, not openly talked about or shunned, and certain things like that. So tell us what inspired you to co-write this film, Complicated Atlanta.
Well, it was supposed to be so many different other things before it landed on Complicated Atlanta. It was completely titled something completely different that Carrick had already written. It was called Side Effects. It was casted. We were going to go to film, and it just fell through. So went back to the drawing board, got a new cast, new name, did that, fell through. So third time's the charm here. But it's a story that is needing to be told, because everybody deserves representation, especially in the people of color world. We don't get to see very many of our stories of us just being people and living our lives, because we as Black people are so multifaceted. Like, we do so many different things, and we have so many layers to us, and everybody deserves that representation. So the show is a really, really beautiful outlet for that, where these characters get to be themselves, but at the same time, we get to watch that struggle in real life. So
that is absolutely true. I love that. I love that you said that, because even like with Jason's role as Quintrell, there was one part where he was playing the keyboard, and I'm like, in my head, I'm like, I wonder if he really played. Like, is he really playing it? And then you just say you're a singer-songwriter, and so a lot of people may or may not know that. So tell us a little bit about your background with writing songs and playing instruments, because typically if you play one, you can play more than once.
Yeah, well, I grew up in the church, and that's where everybody kind of develops their whether they are in the R&B world or the country world. I feel like everybody gets, especially in the Black community, gets the foundation of their musical talents from church.
Yeah.
So I grew up in church playing the drums, but being around choirs and stuff like that, I was just kind of able to pick up on, kind of play the keyboard. I didn't play the keyboard a lot, but I played a little bit my focus was more the drums, and I wanted to sing and stuff like that. So that's where I got my musical background from.
Okay. And then I know that you got your start in Toni Morrison's The Bluest Eyes. You played I think it's Charlie. I don't know if I'm saying
Charlie
it.
Breedlove. Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
How do you feel you've grown from then to now? Because
God, well, that was a long time ago. Wow. So that's a crazy story. That was my first audition ever. So I was in my junior year, I think, of college, and I was like, my major at the time was econ and finance, and I was like, I don't want to do this. I don't want to be behind a cubicle. I don't want to, have my life felt like to me monotonous. I was like, that doesn't seem like something I want to aspire towards. So I was looking around. I was like, I could do the talents that I already have, like music and acting and performing, and doing performances. So I emailed all the professors in my school, and I was like, hey, I'm in my junior year of college, and I don't really want to switch majors again because I want to be done with college, but I do want to learn about acting and performing, and I want to use the talents that I naturally have and the gifts that I enjoy using. So I emailed them. Only one of them responded, and they was like, come, we'll do like some one-on-one lessons on the side. Taught me a monologue, and that monologue I performed for my audition as Charlie Breedlove. And that's how I got my first role. And it's been kind of like building on that ever since. Yeah. So how I've grown, I mean, I've learned so much about acting. At the time, I thought acting was being somebody else. Because I was going through a lot of stuff at the time. I was going through like my own personal things. I was like, I don't really want to be me, so let me be someone else. And then when I got into training for acting, I realized that acting is really knowing yourself well enough to bring the most authentic version of yourself to a character. So
I like that.
Spiraled into therapy for me. And it was like, oh, I really have to grow up and become self-aware to do this. And yeah, so I've grown as a person, I've grown as a man, I've grown as like just knowing myself, and I've grown as an artist because of that. So.
Wow. You just said a mouthful. That was the
I love that.
Right?
Yeah.
He's looking like
acting. I tell people all the time, acting kind of saved my life because I wasn't happy with myself at the time. Yeah. And I was like, if I want to do this, I have to appreciate things about me that I don't like, and I have to expand on the things that I do like about myself and bring them to a character. Because we all get the same size, we all get the same lines, but the only thing that's going to set you apart in audition process is being you, like authentically. So I had to just learn how to love me, the good and the bad parts, and.
Wow, so. That's a lot. I love that. And that's definitely something that y'all did in Complicated Atlanta. Like, I just saw the how would I say it? Y'all just immersed into that character. I saw the emotions. I understand. Like, I felt like y'all know some of the experiences. It's like, whoa. I mean, it's not a show you just watch and be like, oh, okay. And be like it was one part. I think you cried. You were leaving the apartment. You were mad. You came in. I think Curtis was supposed to, Sanchez in the show, of course, was supposed to meet you to do a reading or something like that. Yeah. And you came in and he was with the guy and you were like, oh, wow. And then you walked out. I was like, oh, man. I felt it. I felt it. So I know, like, y'all really, what you're saying, you really do. You know what I mean? You're not just saying it. So
yeah,
and if you're tuning in, thank you so much. I am speaking with Jason J. Battle and Whitney Morrow. They are also part of the cast of Complicated Atlanta and Complicated. And if you're not already following, make sure you follow them on Instagram. Follow Whitney at I am Penna, right? And Jason Battle as his name on Instagram. All right, so just about to say Jason. Jason Battle. Now there's one. Now I see that, which is good. Now, Whitney, you're a writer and you're also an actress. There's one particular scene that really stood out. Of course, Complicated Atlanta stands out. I mean, Complicated stands out as well, but I want to share this scene real quick. if my computer acts right. Sometime today.
Oh.
Oh.
Let's see if it plays. Oh my God.
No, you don't. Just you don't know what you're saying. Stop.
And I'm coming for everything you have.
Come back inside so we can
Bitch.
Calvin! Calvin, come back inside. What are you doing?
Move!
What are you doing?
Fuck away from my car.
No, Calvin.
Woman, move!
No! Why are you running away? You can't face me like a man? Huh? You a little bitch.
I'd be a bitch if I was to lay your ass out in this motherfucking driveway. Now move. Get the fuck out the way.
Now, it's one question. Well, two. I want to ask. Was he supposed to push you that hard? Oh my God.
I remember that day. So first of all, I think it was one of the first scenes that we shot when we was redoing the series, because we had to reshoot Complicated, the series too. That was second time was the charm with that.
Oh,
and
wow.
we did that second time. That was one of the first scenes we shot, and I remember it being cold, and I remember getting thrown so many times that day that I had bruises right here from when he was grabbing me and throwing me. And the thing about it is, he is the sweetest man on this planet. Like, who he plays is not who he is. He is an incredible actor, and I love to work with him. It was rough that day, though. I did not like him.
He definitely played his role. He definitely played it.
He tried to delicately throw me, but it wasn't doing what it was supposed to do. So I was just throw me. We're actors. We do this. Let's throw me.
I was like, nah. It looked like he really every time I watch it, I'm like, he pushed up for real. That ain't.
He did. And he lifted me up off my feet and just tossed.
Now, I wanted to really focus on that scene, not only because the acting was so real, like just definitely believable. And that's one thing I love about the series, in both in Atlanta and in the series, because it's not acting. It seems like it's just real life. You know what I mean? So kudos to you guys for being so amazing in what you do. Now, we always have like DV, and it's mostly about women being abused, but in this case, you abused him, right? And you calling him all type of names and stuff like that. I don't know if you had anything to do with that writing. What do you feel about it? What do you think, Jason? Because they don't talk about when the men get abused too.
Right. That's funny. I would be surprised. Whitney, she wants the real out of it. Like, at the end of the day, we just want to tell the truth. So if she did write it, it wouldn't surprise.
I didn't, though. Carrot wrote it. Carrot wrote the whole first season solo dolo, and he did the damn thing. That was Carrot.
He did a great job.
Now,
oh wow,
he embellished some things and kind of make it nastier than what it was on paper. Absolutely, but I will say this: he didn't expect for me to slap him when I did slap him when I showed up to that campaign for me. I do remember doing that, and you never do that as an actor. You're always supposed to talk that over with this. And then use the middle filming. And I just slapped the fire to Brand, and I remember that he was the way he looked. It was so authentic, though. Like, and that was the take I think they used was when I slapped him. He got it.
I did not know
And then he
that.
was like, "Stop being a bitch." I was like, "Oh, I felt that in my soul."
Yeah, he
Wow.
participated in it. But
Oh man,
it was
that
good.
was
You got
good.
some work out of it, but I would never.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, I was fresh. I didn't know what I was doing. Because after that, you gotta tell me you're gonna do that because I can.
Right. And those of you that are tuning in, if you have any questions, please drop your questions in the comment section. Don't hesitate. If you've seen them, you know them. If you don't know them, make sure you follow them. But drop your questions in the question box so they can hear from you as well in the audience. Now, we talked about you playing the keyboard, and there's also a particular role or scene actually that you did, but we're gonna come back to that because that one is really, really deep. So let's come back to that.
Okay.
Now it's clear that I feel like you might know it. Now it's clear that you are supporters of the LGBTQ community. How has your support influenced your work in the industry, and how has it challenged you guys, or been a challenge?
Huh. You want to go first, or you want me to go?
However, have you? It doesn't matter.
However, have you?
How has it been a positive thing and a challenge and a okay. A challenge, I don't think it's really not for me. It really hasn't been a challenge.
Okay.
Yeah, it wasn't really a challenge on a personal level. It was, but it was more like family didn't want to come see the show because of the support and the allyship of the LGBTQ community, which is why it's necessary for us to do the show, because we can't even have conversations about it.
Yeah.
And in a fictional world, much less real life. So it's just like, so that's been, which that wasn't a challenge. It was eye-opening, but it wasn't surprising. So yeah, I think that's the only thing for me.
How do you feel like you overcame it?
Just by doing it, because I knew how it was gonna be. I knew that, and that's why I did it. It's because like these conversations need to be had. We need to stop pretending like this isn't it. This doesn't exist. And that's for me. That's why I was like, this is necessary. These stories need to be told. These voices need to be heard. There's millions and millions of Quintrells over the world who don't make it, who sometimes resort to suicide or staying in the closet. So, and or marrying a woman, or marrying somebody they don't want to be with, and just living a life they don't want to live. And that's why I felt like it's necessary to tell stories like this, because it's really sad.
It is.
Yeah, it's just really sad.
Yes, indeed. And that's why I like that the church part was in there as well too. Because that's really serious. But I'll let Whitney answer her feelings about how it's influenced her or challenged.
I don't think it was a challenge at all. I think if we're talking about in terms of backlash potentially, sure, you're gonna get that. People ain't never happy, regardless. So, we all know
never happy
like that. We can't. That's just not true to life for us. So I think we saw those challenges, and I think knowing that, but still knowing that the truth still has to be told. Like, you feel a responsibility as a creator to tell these stories because they're real life. They're our stories as a people. Like I was saying earlier, we're multifaceted. Like it's important for everybody to have that representation. And the world does not look one way. We're not monolithic as people. It's nothing is monotone about the world.
Not at all.
So it's needed, and it's so important. And regardless if it is challenges that come with it, no risk, no reward, so it's about giving people a voice and letting them know you're not alone, because a lot of these people feel alone, and you don't have to. You don't have to be. So There's absolutely nothing wrong with who people choose to love. I personally don't think it's nobody's business. That doesn't change one way or another. They don't say in world hunger who you lay down with. So
exactly, and it ain't me, it ain't true.
Right.
So I mean, it doesn't change who you lay down with. So like, let's focus on what matters, guys.
Right. Exactly. And with that being said, there's anything like with getting the film out to distribution company, was that any issue with them or whoever you guys chose to distribute it to?
I don't believe so. I think and that's the thing about Hollywood that I think people are also trying to rebel against is Hollywood is needing more of these stories. They are recognizing the need to tell these stories. So they're wanting this content. So there is a need for these stories to be told because the world looks different today than it did 10, 15 years ago. There's so much more freedoms to be able to be who you are, and more content like that is being craved. So that's what they're wanting.
And should be shared.
Right.
I'm gonna share this. Let's see if it works. I don't know what's wrong with my internet. It's very moody and always at the wrong time. I should have the Jeopardy sound playing now while we wait.
Oh, my scene. Yeah. I love watching you work in this scene. I love that.
Yeah.
Thank you.
No faggot will serve in my.
Oh my God, I hate my internet so bad.
No faggot will serve in my ministry and live in my house. So you got one or two choices. Choice one, you take that beautiful Nubian queen out for a night she'll never forget. Or choice two, you packing your shit and getting the hell out of my house. The choice is yours, nigga.
It was a nigga at the end for me, Pastor.
And to get your shit part in the church.
Yeah, right. I literally sat there. I was like, nigga? Like, oh my God. And I have not heard the word faggot in years. I'm like, who the hell wrote this? Like, that's... You can't say that like that. You can't. I remember growing up and people would say that, and those were like fighting terms, like, you know what I mean? So when I saw that scene, I was like, I know that hit home for a lot of people,
right?
Because I know, people that I was like, wait, this is so real. How did that doing that scene? Like, what? How, like, it's tough.
Yeah.
And you say you grew up in the church, so tell us.
Yeah, that's a tough scene. Yeah, and that's a very, exactly. It's close to home. I mean, it's just real. And he grew up in that time period where, like, the character in the show that plays my dad grew up in the time period where the F word is, like, that's intentional. Like, I'm trying to dehumanize you. So it hit home. I was like, I didn't really need a lot of prep work because it's all in the words that he's saying. So it's like I don't have to go prepare. It was a tough scene to do. We actually had to reshoot that scene, and it was tough for the second time because Whitney pulled.
It's always you, Whitney. What's going on? It's always you.
I just want the best out of people, and I'm like, it's in there. Come here, it's in there.
Yep. She pulled me right before we got ready to shoot the scene. She pulled me to the side. She was like, "I want you to pull from this," and she said something specific. And And I was like, oh, I was about to lose it before the scene even started. I was like, I gotta save the tears before until we get into the scene. But it helped though, because I feel like it came from a real place. So yeah, it's a tough scene, but it's a real story, and I wanted to get the real emotion. Like I said earlier, like I had to come to terms with myself and be self-aware so I can pull at these real things. Because a lot of us, I feel like, especially in our community, we suppress everything. Don't talk about it. Just don't address it. You be a man, be tough. So
don't cry.
Don't cry. So I had to do a lot of self work in order to even tap into these emotions, because I had them buried for so long. And to undo almost 30 years of suppressing your emotions, it takes a lot of work. And I got to a point where I can tap into it to show how this really makes people, like, this really hurts. And I feel like people don't know it hurts, but it hurts people.
Yeah.
And I wanted to show that. I wanted to have that on display. Like, this is what you are destroying people by your religious homophobia and these toxic masculine things. Like, you are killing people.
Yeah. And that's always been my thing. Like, you're a pastor. You're supposed to bring people to the church. And mind you, while he was cheating, he worried about you. You know what I mean? Like, and typically that's you know, it happens.
Because nobody cares about that part. Like, for whatever reason, homosexuality is the worst thing
that you could ever be.
That you can ever be. Why you cheat on your wife.
Not adultery.
Beat her, like, none of that matters. As long as you're not gay, you can do pretty much whatever you want.
Yeah.
And that's cultural. That's not just, that's worldwide. Like, everybody treats it like
every
that.
culture.
That's crazy.
Yeah, amongst every culture. It's like all these other sins we don't really care that much about. But being gay, you can't do that.
Yeah. Drinking. I mean, I know better than drinking stuff, but like, don't get drunk. But yeah, so, but was that one of your lines you wrote, Whitney?
It was not. Again, this was all the beautiful, brilliant mind of Carrick Montonio. He just, the way he taps into these things and the way he just displays it, especially with the story of Complicated Atlanta, is just incredible. And I commend him for the bravery that it took. And also you, Jason, because Corey, I know you saw the first, like that first run of Complicated Atlanta, but baby, when I tell you, it's this time that is coming. Yes. And that particular scene that Jason's talking about on that day, the bravery and the courage that it took to go in there after I said that fuck shit to you. Oh, excuse me. Sorry. But after I said that crazy stuff to you, like, for you to just, and you wore it, his whole demeanor changed
immediately. As soon as he said it, I was like,
his whole body tensed.
Right into character.
Stay with me. Like, we're here. But it was the courage that it took for you to go in that room and do that after that, with what I said to you being so fresh. It was so good, Corey. Like, you are in for a treat, mama. I cannot, like, good God.
I cannot wait. Oh my God.
It felt much better the second time around.
It was beautiful.
It's hard to do.
Yeah.
It's very easy to, like, I already know these lines. I already lived in this world. It's easy to, like, kind of coast through it. But to get something pulled out of you right before you have to shoot it again and, like, really live in the world again is very it was very necessary. I was very appreciative of that. It was tough, but I was like, I needed that, because it's very easy to just suppress those emotions again.
Right.
So,
I just love how it's written, and for you guys to bring it out to life, because it was so real. Like, everything, it was so real. You know what I mean? And why the wife always gotta pass away though? It's always the wife. I'm looking at it and I'm like, why did she die?
Because women live shorter lives when they get married. It's a statistic.
Hey, I'm gonna get a divorce.
Is that
I gotta get it anymore.
That's hilarious.
Now you know I'm gonna look that up.
She's about to look it up.
I'm gonna go research that. Okay. Now, we gotta talk about this one now. So I can't do Curtis's on because he's not here, but Curtis is a whole entire move, and I feel like for some reason in my spirit, that's him for real, for real.
That's so funny.
That's him.
It's not. It's not.
It's not.
No.
No way.
It's really not.
Oh wow, he can act
He
this butt
really-
up. Then.
Yeah. It took a lot out of him to do that.
Mhm.
To like he changed everything. Like his mannerisms, like he does not have he does not have
No.
that sense for real.
God.
For real? I'm like, oh, he lit, like he be live for real, because he did a hell of a job.
Yeah.
If that's not his, wow, y'all got a good cast. That's badass cast. That's good. Now,
He's shy. He don't
Huh?
I said he's the sweetest, shyest person ever.
I would have never thought,
Yeah.
never. So I would have been meeting him in real life, being all wild and loud and stuff, and he'd be like. Now the wardrobe in both series, like who's the wardrobe stylist, baby? Because the outfits was given every single thing.
So that is Devin Scott, who also wrote the theme songs for both shows. Because him and Lisa are the wardrobe stylists for that, the key wardrobe stylist, and Crystal.
Okay.
They really tackled both shows and gave completely different looks each time we have done this, which it just got better each time because
it did.
Again, you think this was given for what you've seen. You have not seen nothing yet.
I can't wait.
I'm trying to tell you, it's better and better. I'm trying to tell you, but they did the thing. Yeah, but they're incredible.
So I can't even ask what y'all are excited about because I know now already it's both of them.
Yeah.
Definitely both, man. Because I was looking at the outfits and it's like it suit whatever each person was wearing. It suit their character. You know what I mean? So awesome! Shout out to them. They're amazing, amazing job. Now, what advice would you give any emerging filmmakers that are a part of the community that's looking to make their mark?
Just do it.
Yeah.
There's nothing to wait on. If you wait for things to be perfect, you'll be waiting for forever. Perfect is an illusion.
Yeah.
Just do it.
Just
do it broke. Do it scared.
Yeah.
Do it tired. Do it when you don't feel like it. Do it. Plenty of times to watch the sun come up and down.
At all, just do it.
Yeah. Oh man, I appreciate this advice. I'm so glad we got to do this. It was, the last time it didn't work out, and this time it worked out. Although it was a little bit slow, but it's here, it's happening. We're gonna keep it going. Is there anything you want to leave the audience with? I know y'all know I always play a game at the end of the show. So before we do that, what would you like to let the audience know?
To go stream Complicated, the series, and Complicated on Tubi. Complicated Atlanta is on Amazon Prime. We are coming back with the second season and second parts of Complicated, the series season 2 this fall. Yep. It's looking a little November, December-ish for that. But I can confirm they're shot. They're on the editing room floor right
Okay.
now. I have seen a little bit of it. It is incredible. We do have episodes, so we're not just talking. For both shows. So we are coming back this fall to give you guys, what you're missing. In the meantime, between time, follow us on Instagram, Complicated the Series, Complicated Atlanta. That's across all platforms, Facebook, Instagram, and it's Showtime Productions GBL on YouTube. That is where we are. Complicated the Series has redropped on YouTube and is doing very well. So thank you guys for getting all of that support. So we're coming.
Yes. Anything, Jason?
We covered it all. We're coming.
She said it all, didn't she?
She wrapped it up in the bow. That was perfect.
And don't forget to make sure to follow them both at Jason Battle on Instagram and Whitney Morrow as I Am Henna on Instagram. So let's get ready for this. And I'm, send all my love to Curtis, and we'll keep him in the prayer. All right, so it's game time. And it's going slow, so I'm not even going to fight with it trying to come on. I have my little theme song like Jeopardy. It doesn't want to work. There you go. All right. All right. So, would you rather? That's what we're going to be doing. Now I want to keep playing.
Oh, man. Okay.
Okay. Y'all ready? So you guys can both answer. This thing is tripping. Look at this. Now it's coming again. Stop. So you guys can both answer when I ask, okay?
Okay.
All right. Would you rather rap with Queen Latifah or dance with Jennifer Lopez?
Rap
definitely
with
Queen Latifah. Queen Latifah, yeah. Definitely Queen Latifah.
All right. Would you rather have the ability to be invisible or to read people's mind?
Oh, God.
Mm.
I want to be invisible. I don't want to know some of the things some people be thinking about because they tell me on the internet every day, and I'm so disappointed. And I want to still believe in humanity, so I'm cool.
What about you?
I was like, read people's mind. I feel like that would stress me out though. And then I was like,
right.
Can I stop reading people's mind whenever I want to? So no, I just do invisible.
Right. Would you rather have an hour conversation with Angela Bassett or a supporting role with Viola Davis?
I'm gonna
take the role. Yeah. I can talk to her later when she actually know who I am.
When she sees me.
Yes.
We're gonna meet at award shows and stuff.
Okay.
Right.
After she sees my work.
I like that. I like that. Would you rather be a teenager in a film or a stripper?
A squirrel.
Squirrel?
Yeah. Yeah.
You too? I like y'all.
Yeah.
Would you rather have a 1-minute conversation with your 13-year-old self or your 18-year-old self?
I'm like 18.
Same.
I think 18. Because 13, I feel like he won't take 13-year-old me won't take the conversation seriously. But 18, and he also won't retain it. But 18-year-old me would be like, help.
Yeah.
What do I do? What am I doing?
Right. Okay.
Same.
You're the same.
Don't do that. Don't do this and this. Don't go do that.
Right. Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
Save money. Okay. Make the right.
Yes.
Invest in Google, Twitter, Tesla.
Right.
Tesla.
Would you rather live in single or a different world?
Oh,
I know, right?
I think I'm gonna go different world. Yeah, a different world.
Oh, that's so hard.
That's so tough. I think a different world though.
God.
Because if I think about it longer, I won't give you an answer.
Okay, living single. I'll be living single just for some variety because I love Maxine Shaw. Like that character, I love that woman.
Yep.
Her and everything.
No nonsense.
I love her.
I liked her too. Would you rather visit New Orleans for Mardi Gras or Brazil for Carnaval?
Mardi Gras.
I'm gonna go to Brazil, but that's because I can't.
You've been to Mardi Gras?
Okay.
Check out backstage.
All right. Would you rather seafood boil or lemon pepper wings?
Oh,
Right.
because I like me a lemon pepper oil flats.
Oh, we can share because I like drums, baby.
Oh.
No flat.
You don't like?
I like seafood boil, but I'll do the wings.
Yeah, I know the seafood boil.
I know, but that's good too because them crab legs and you can
The sauce and the corn.
I know, and you can sop it up on the bottom. Yeah.
Yeah. The potatoes.
Well, we'll get that, and then we can just share. I give you some.
Right.
You get the wings, you get the seafood boil.
Yeah,
We share like that. Good plan. Good plan. Would you rather be on a dating show or a survival show?
Dating show or survival show?
Mm-hmm.
Survival show.
Oh, I wouldn't. I'm not.
I'm competitive. I like to compete.
Yeah, adventure. Okay.
I love you. I would support you from the comfort of my home, and I would send you baskets of food when the number come up on the screen. But I'm not. I'm gonna go on this dating show and just I'm like none of y'all for real, and be an actor and leave.
Right. Win the show and then
leave.
I don't like it.
You can't do that on the survival show. He really got to do that stuff.
You got to really do that. How I'm gonna do that? I wouldn't survive, Jason. I don't like.
I know I would
in my house. Okay, I
know I won't. That's it for me. Well, last and final. What'd you say?
I felt like the Hunger Games was a thing. Like I would survive because I was determined I wasn't gonna let them kill me. That would be the only way I would survive.
That would be the only way, yeah.
If it was no stakes were there and we just out here like Survivor, I'm going home. I don't know how I call for everything. Okay.
I like you, Whitney. You're funny. And the last and final one, would you rather have a pause or a rewind button in your life?
Oh, Corey's questions.
Right. A pause or a rewind button.
Got you stumped. I like that.
Because both are good. Like sometimes you need a pause and you can think
I
about
just need
it.
a moment. But I feel like we can create that in some capacity. I feel like we can step away from the situation. That's why I want to go rewind. Because how did I get here? If I have to pause, that means I can go back and make sure I don't end up in a situation where I needed to take a moment. So I think I want to go rewind.
I like the way you thought that through. I like that.
Right. I'm
because I want to do the pause because I feel like me just knowing myself, I do this in real life anyway, but if I could do a real pause, like a pause, a stop on absolutely everything, because my pause is I'm still going up to the top floor in the elevator and I'm about to jump off, but I'm just not saying nothing. The pause, nothing. So if I had a real pause where the elevator just don't go to the top floor and we just hear. Cool.
Right.
Because if I rewind some stuff and it's something that's done made me mad, I'm gonna get mad about it all over again. And then I'm gonna have and another thing.
Oh my God. I enjoyed y'all. Oh my God, Whitney. Y'all the whole vibe for real. So So, guys, again, if you're tuning in, thank you so much for rocking with me. Make sure you join again next week as I speak with Sean Van Productions, director, writer, producer Erica Gomez. Tonight, we had the pleasure of being with Whitney and Jason Battle. Again, don't forget, go watch Complicated, the series. You can find it on a lot of platforms, like she said earlier, Amazon, YouTube, and on Tubi. You can also watch Complicated Atlanta. And I would say watch them both. There's not either one that you like. You're going to love both of them. And make sure you follow Showtime Production, GVL, because you see the update. Oh, and don't forget that if you're in Spartanburg, South Carolina, there's going to be a stage play, Collateral Damage. So make sure you check that out. Go to Showtime Productions again and grab your tickets. It's going to be October 5th. I know that. Right? Yep. Are you guys in it? Any of you guys?
We're not in it, but we are supporting.
Of course.
Right.
Always.
Yes. I love it. All right. Thank you guys again for being a part of my show. It's a pleasure because without you guys, there would be no Corey Love show. So thank you.
Thank you for having us.
All right, guys. Thank you. Good night. Guidance, blessings, and love.
Same to you. Thank you.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night. I'm trying to end it.